Welcome to today's Explainer. Now, I want you to go ahead and put on your investigator's hat with me for just a few minutes because what we're looking at today, it's a massive multi-billion-dollar crime wave. I mean, every single year, Americans are losing literally billions of dollars to scammers. And, as a fraud investigator, I can tell you the most shocking part actually isn't the sheer amount of money stolen. It's who it's being stolen from and exactly how they're doing it. We usually picture scams as these, sketchy, super obvious traps, right? But today's modern financial crimes, they look completely legitimate. They are so sophisticated, so polished, and they are specifically designed to bypass your logical brain altogether. So let's break down the actual anatomy of these scams, step by step.
First off, there's this massive myth in the fraud prevention world. It's the idea that only beginners or, gullible people fall for scams. Well, the reality, literally no one is immune. Highly educated professionals, we're talking doctors, business owners, they're routinely tricked out of their entire life savings. But we're seeing two demographics being prize targets right now. College students, who everybody thinks are way too tech savvy to be tricked, right? Nope. They are prime targets for fake job offers and crypto fraud as they enter the workforce. And then, on the flip side, are elderly family members. They're just relentlessly hunted using these incredibly sophisticated AI and government impersonation tactics. So bottom line, scammers tailor their traps perfectly to the demographic they're hunting.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our agenda for this explainer. First, exploiting empathy and ambition. Second, the digital phishing threat. Third, AI voice cloning and panic. And fourth, the golden rule of defense. Section 1. Exploiting empathy and ambition. How scammers weaponize our best intentions and dreams.
Okay, picture this. A major hurricane just made landfall, right? Well, before the news anchors even finish their initial reports, scammers have already spun up fake charity websites. It's wild. They move with terrifying speed. You might see a heartbreaking photo on social media. You click to donate to the families in need, but that money goes straight into a criminal's pocket. It's a highly calculated hack of your empathy. So the investigator's rule here? Always manually search for the official charity websites. You should never donate through a random link you just scrolled past.
Now, shifting gears a bit, scammers also absolutely love to weaponize ambition, making college students who are just entering the workforce huge targets. They'll see these ads promoting the ultimate dream job, but they come with massive red flags. Stuff like, earn $5,000 a week, no experience needed, or guaranteed income. And here's the absolute biggest operational warning sign. The entire interview process is conducted exclusively through messaging apps.
So, the crucial point is where the trap snaps shut. The scammer, quote-unquote, hires the student, but then suddenly demands an upfront training fee, or maybe a deposit for home office equipment, or they ask for direct banking info to set up payroll. And in an instant, boom, that student's bank account is completely drained. Look, remember this. Legitimate employers pay you. You never ever pay them to start working.
And this kind of emotional exploitation applies to romance too. A victim meets someone online who seems literally perfect. The scammer messages them every single day, slowly, methodically building this deep trust and emotional attachment. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, an emergency strikes. It's a sick family member, a sudden travel crisis, maybe a business failure, and they need money immediately. The victim sends the funds because, well, they believe they're rescuing someone they love. But the person on the other side of that screen, they never actually existed. It's completely devastating, both financially and emotionally. Section 2. The digital phishing threat. A false sense of security in your inbox.
Let me just pause for a second and ask you directly. Have you ever received a sudden text message claiming to be from your bank saying some suspicious activity was detected? Or maybe an email saying your account is completely locked? Well, if you're nodding your head right now, you are definitely not alone. You are being targeted as part of this massive automated daily net that fraudsters cast out there. It's so incredibly routine that it literally catches thousands of people every single day. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how you defeat that daily threat. See the link in that text message? It looks entirely real. It'll take you to a perfect, pixel-perfect clone of your bank's actual website. But the very second you type your password in, they've got you. The absolute wrong way to handle an alert is clicking a text link. The right way? It's simple. Close the text message, open up your browser, and type your bank's website in manually. It's just a simple, impenetrable shield.
All right, Section 3. AI voice cloning and panic. Manufacturing extreme emergencies to force immediate action.
You know, before AI came along, scammers relied really heavily on government impersonation. An elderly family member's phone rings, and the caller ID literally says IRS. The caller on the other end is super aggressive, threatening immediate arrest, court action, or frozen bank accounts if a payment isn't made right this second. And paralyzed by the panic of going to jail, victims will wire money immediately. We absolutely must remind our older relatives of this fundamental reality. Real government agencies will never ever call you up and demand immediate payment via wire transfer, cryptocurrency, or, store gift cards.
But now, the tactics have escalated into something truly chilling. Imagine picking up the phone and hearing your own child's exact voice, crying, "Mom, I've been arrested. Please don't tell anyone. Dad, I need money." Thanks to artificial intelligence, scammers only need a tiny little audio sample, which they often pull right from social media, to perfectly clone a person's voice. And the panic this induces in a parent or a grandparent, it's immediate, and it is totally overwhelming.
Let's move to and see how this builds into an actual defense. Because this technology exists now, every single family needs an AI panic call survival protocol. Step 1, hang up the phone immediately. No matter how real the voice sounds, just hang up. Step 2, call your family member directly on their known, saved phone number. And Step 3, verify their identity using a prearranged family secret code word. That breaks the illusion instantly.
Which brings us to Section 4, the Golden Rule of Defense, disarming the scammer's ultimate weapon.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that there is one overarching weapon that connects every single crime we've investigated today. It's not some fancy code or complex malware or even AI. It is human emotion. Whether it's the greed of wild crypto returns, the empathy for a disaster victim, or the blind panic of hearing a cloned voice, the core strategy is always exactly the same. Spike your emotions so high that your logical brain just shuts down. Make you feel so they can make you pay.
Which leads us to the absolute golden rule of defense. The moment anyone, and I mean anyone, whether they're on the phone, in an email, or on a dating app, pressures you to act immediately, you must do the exact opposite. Slow down. Think. Verify. Time is literally the one thing scammers cannot afford. Taking a breath and pausing for just 5 minutes completely shatters their emotional manipulation.
Look, financial scams are evolving so rapidly, but their underlying mechanics always rely on these really predictable tricks. Knowledge and awareness form your absolute best defense. You now know exactly how these traps are laid out. So I'll leave you with this provocative question. Will you take this structured knowledge and share it today to protect your college-bound kids and your aging parents tomorrow? Stay vigilant, always verify, and I'll see you in the next explainer.